Hi friends, this is Leela. Welcome to my channel Leela Web Dev. So we are ending, we are completing, we are about to complete this course request and all those things. So before completing this one, I want to explain you another concept that if we have an authorization, so we have learned about this basic authentication request, right? HTTP authentication, adding in www authenticate and also the authorization headers. So now if we have an authentication thing, then what will happen? Let's try to see about this one. Now let's go into this one. So this is our sample, right? So we are having our htaccess file. Let's try to open this htaccess file in our what I can say notepad plus plus. So I have opened here in the notepad plus plus. So I am adding the authentication. So here auth type will be basic. Okay, auth type will be basic, and the auth name, you need to give the auth name. So you can give something like auth name is equal to private access or anything, so whatever the name. So this is just a name. Now here you will be having, oh, what is this is equal to name, so it should not be is equal to, it should be something like this. Now here you will be having auth user file. So I will be adding something like here only. Okay, I will be adding here only, that is nothing but ht password dot ht password. Now if you go into this one, so this is our API HT password. So here I will be copying this one all, and I will be pasting this URL something like this slash dot ht password. Okay, and the last one will be require valid user. So it should be a valid user. So this is the authentication which I am trying to write it. Now we need to add a username and password, right? So let's go to here. Now here I will be adding ht password dot ht password Leela. So it will ask you for password. Okay, I'm giving again the Leela only. So password has been added here. So now we got the htaccess thing. Okay, everything going well. Now what I want to do, so let's try to restart the server again. So why? Because we changed the configuration and all those things. Yeah, okay. Now if I try to access this one, so now the authentication will be there, right? Let's see. If I click here, we are able to get 401 unauthorized requests. That is why, because so we are not having access for this one. So we are not having for this sample.js. If I open here, it will be asking for the username and password. So fine. So let's try to add the username and password in our main.html, in our fetch API. We know that in order to add a username and password, we need to add the authorization and also the base64 encoded one. Okay, let's take the user details. So we have the user details. Let's convert it into BTOA of and Leela, and the password is Leela. So we have converted this username and password. And let's take auth token is equal to, so here basic, and we'll add the user details. That's it. So this is our authentication token, and we need to add in our headers. So where we can add it here, headers dot append of authorization, and we'll be adding this auth token. So this is the concept, right? So now let we have added the authorization also. Now let's see that whether the request will be passed or not. So we are passing the username and password. So normally we'll be previously we have did this user form and we did that one, right? Right now I'm not doing, directly I'm passing the authorization. If I click on this one, again we are getting an error. So why we are getting an error? Again we are getting authorized. So in our request headers, we are not passing the pre-flight request, is not passing the authorization thing in the sample.json, and here you are having authorization, you are passing the authorization, whereas in the pre-flight request you are not passing the authorization. So now we need to send the authorization in order to make this options request also to get success. So that is the main criteria. So now what we need to do here, so we need to make this one as success. So we need to somehow send this authorization request also. So now what we can do is, in our thing we can limit this one. So we can exclude this options request not to check for the authorization thing. How we can exclude this one is, so we have an option, something like we have a limit directive. So here you can say that limit except options. So what is that I need to exclude this one? Options. So here you can close this limit except. Okay, and here I can write this required, require valid user. So I am excluding this one for the options API. Now okay, fine. Let's go and see the output. So I am refreshing this page. So now let's see this, get the sample data. If I click here, now the pre-flight request got success. So you are able to see that the pre-flight request got the success. So pre-flight, we got the success. Why? Because options API doesn't have the authorization to check. So there is no need for us to authorization to check this one. So server has given the 200. So you have an option and all those things. Now here, what we are getting is like this. So, but we are getting this one. So again, we are getting the CORS error. Okay, we are getting the CORS error. So what is this one? So from origin, you cannot make a request. Why? Because authorization header is missing in the access control headers. Previously, we have sent the content type in the headers, right? The custom content type in the headers, we have sent it. So here we have sent it. And in the server side, we have added this content type should be accepted. Now we are adding another header that is nothing but an authorization. So now somehow we need to tell to the server that, so you need to accept this authorization in the cross origin request. So what I need to do here, so you need to add, so if you try to see the output in the network, here in the CORS error, in the headers, so it is asking you that, sorry, in the pre-flight request, it is asking you that whether these headers are accepted by the server or not. It is trying to check. Content type, we have told that it is accepted, but authorization is not there in our servers. So now we are checking that authorization and content type both are accepted or not. So now here we are telling that we are allowing the headers only the content type, not the authorization. Because of that reason, so we are getting the CORS error. So try to understand this one. So why we are getting this error? The CORS request, the pre-flight request is asking that whether the server allows these headers, authorization and content type. And the server has responded that yes, okay, we accept the headers, these headers, only the content type we accept. So that means authorization is not accepted. So that is the reason we got a CORS error that authorization is not allowed by the server. It is trying to say this error. So what we need to do, somehow in the server, we need to add this authorization header, custom header also. So if you go to here in our thing, and here we need to add authorization, comma oriented authorization. That's it. So now it will allow the headers, content type, and also the authorization. Now if you go into our code and console and refresh this page, and to go to the network thing, so if I click on the sample data, now see we are able to get the success. So if I go here in the request headers, in the not in the request, in the request headers, we are sending the authorization, or otherwise in the pre-flight request, you'll see. So here it is asking me that, so whether you are able to accept this authorization and the content type. Yes, I will be accepting this authorization and the content type. So because of that reason, we got this one as success. So now we got the response, and we are able to see the response with authorization. So here you need to check the authorization thing. Hope you understood about this one. Authentication also, how the pre-flight request. Now I think you might be having a pretty much knowledge on the pre-flight request and also the CORS and the same origin policy. So these all concept, now you have a depth understanding about this one. So if you have any doubts or any suggestions, please post the comments below to this video. And if you like this video, please do support me by subscribing to my channel. Thank you.